We're going to begin, though, with this very strong pushback from the White House on Iran and questions over how much damage the U.S. caused to Iran's nuclear sites. Now, this controversy erupted as President Trump arrived in Europe for a two-day NATO summit, which was supposed to be focused mainly on Russia. But the president spent much of his time strongly disputing an early intelligence assessment from the Pentagon, suggesting that the U.S. strikes may have only delayed Iran's nuclear program by just a few months. The president, as you know, has said the sites were totally destroyed. The word obliterated is the word he used. Ed O'Keefe is traveling with the president in the Netherlands and has the latest. Ed, good morning to you. What can you tell us?
Well, good morning. President Trump and his team are pushing back strongly against that initial assessment and whoever leaked it. Here at the summit in Europe, members are also hoping the president focuses on the war in Ukraine and the growing threat of Russian attacks.
I believe it was total obliteration. I believe they didn't have a chance to get anything out.
At the NATO summit this morning, President Trump and top advisors lashing out at a leaked early intelligence assessment suggesting Iran's nuclear program hasn't been wiped out by U.S. strikes and may have just been set back by a matter of months.
It's gone for years. Very tough to rebuild because the whole thing has collapsed.
The president, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio especially angry at whoever leaked the report.
The intelligence says that's the game these people play. They read it, and then they go out and characterize it the way they want it characterized, and they're leakers.
And even if the mountain facility called Fordo isn't completely destroyed, Rubio says other facilities needed to make weapons are gone.
The conversion facility, which you can't do a nuclear weapon without a conversion facility, we can't even find where it is, where it used to be on the map.
During the summit, alliance members are embracing Trump's longtime push to have member countries boost military spending. Most are now set to devote at least 5% of their GDP on defense-related costs in the coming years.
For too long, one ally, the United States, carried too much of the burden of that commitment. And that changes today. President Trump, dear Donald, you made this change possible.
New Hampshire Democratic Senator Jeanne Shaheen, observing the meetings on behalf of Congress, says the new spending is overdue.
Why is it critical that all member states try to hit this 5% mark in the coming years?
I think Vladimir Putin has probably done more to unite the alliance and to help people recognize that Europe has to step up and do more.
And with that focus on Ukraine, President Trump is scheduled to meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as the entire alliance hopes he'll continue calling out Russian attacks. Tony?
Ed, thank you very much.